I'd like to object first that members of the audience have been seen eating conspicuously left-wing food while we've been actually trying to work out what to say to you guys tonight. I just think that's wrong. To follow Matt, could I just take a quick poll of how many people are planning to vote SDP at the... Bloody hell. I'm going to tear this up, I think, because I have to respond to the other people who spoke and lied to you, as is their want. The reason, Rowena, that you're finding Labour voters in the leafy redoubts of Coulsdon and Caterham is because that's who your party supports these days. It doesn't support the working man in Middlesbrough or Barrow. The Labour Party even has councillors in the Cotswolds. And this is really what I wanted to address directly, which is that you're all going to the polls in a week's time, there or thereabouts. And the majority of us not with gladdened hearts because basically we're being coerced to choose between two parties, neither of which remotely represents us. We believe in the SDP that the two-party system has long outlived its usefulness. Millions and millions of voters feel disenfranchised, forced into voting for effectively the lesser of two evils, for parties which have ceased to represent the people and policies they were created to represent, and I mean Labour in particular. We're a communitarian party. When you look at the opinion polls and what people actually want to talk about, the things they care about, they seem to be economically reasonably radical. So, for example, we're in favour of nationalising the water companies. How can Labour not nationalise the water companies? We're in favour of raising taxes, and we will tell you that we're in favour of raising taxes rather than lying. And we're also in favour of reindustrialisation, of ensuring that people get a higher wage in the northeast of England, for example, where I come from. We've suffered a low-wage economy for so long, partly as a consequence of, on the other side of things, untrammelled immigration. When I talk to people on the doorsteps, and have done for the last 15 years, and did do when I was canvassing for the Labour Party, they are economically quite radical, and had no great objection to John McDonnell's economic policies back in 2019. But they are socially conservative. They believe a little bit like we do, in faith, flag and family. They believe in virtue. We believe in rewarding people who do the right thing, those who work hard for a living and save money to provide for their children. We believe that married couples should pay no interest whatsoever up to £25,000 per year, a policy supported by, amongst others, the Financial Times and the Evening Standard. A revolutionary policy. Why not support marriage? We are aghast at the identity politics, at this hierarchy of victimhoods which Labour utterly buys into, but which, crucially, the Conservative Party has had 14 years to combat. It was under the Conservative Party that those appalling experiments were carried out upon children at the Tavistock Clinic in London. They did nothing to stop it. It's under the Conservatives that our universities have become ever more monocultural and left-wing. I think the figures are that back in the 1960s, 60% of university lecturers were kind of what we would call lefties. And today it's around about 95%. It's become a monoculture. And by the same token, we're conning our kids into going to these fetid institutions, charging them £40,000 a year for doing so, and telling them that they might get a good job when they emerge with a 2-2 in gender studies at the end of 3 years. It is a lie which has been perpetrated upon our youngest and most vulnerable people, and it has to stop. We are in favour of abolishing university tuition fees and cutting the number of people who go to universities down to 15% of the population, roughly, there and thereabouts. We believe that immigration is an evil which has been perpetrated on us largely for the benefit of large companies and also for the Treasury. But we also worry about the effect it's had on the cultural life of our country, and we are prepared to say so. So when you look at your ballot paper next week, do bear in mind that we may not be very big. We may look rather pitiful, as I do today. But we are the people who actually represent the majority opinion in this country. If only they bloody well knew it. Thank you.
Lord Liddle.